Can I use overcoming isometrics for achieving more reps in calisthenic exercises? Like as an example, pull-ups, and how? We're going to talk about that in this video. Hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. My name is Eric Moss. I'm a personal trainer, motivational speaker, and a modern-day performing strongman. If you're unfamiliar with what a modern-day performing strongman is, picture the strongmen of old. Legends of the past like the mighty Adam and Alexander Zass. They would perform real-life feats of strength as part of a live show. I do a similar thing, but with a modern-day twist. Some of the feats of strength I've performed in front of a live audience include things like bending steel bars, breaking chains with my chest, twisting horseshoes, rolling up frying pans, driving nails through wooden boards by hand, and even holding back a high-performance motorcycle. Now, being a modern-day performing strongman and the fact that there's not a whole lot of us around these days to share our knowledge, in an effort to grow my YouTube channel by giving you guys what you want, I started a YouTube series called Ask Eric Moss, where I would invite you to ask me a question by dropping it in the comments below. And when you do that, I try to get back to you with your very own custom video answering your question. Pretty neat, right? So this question comes from at Jeff Kensington 6206. And they said, they asked, can I use overcoming isometrics for achieving more reps in calisthenic exercises, as an example, pull-ups, and how? But yeah, potentially, but I wouldn't use it for that. I don't think it's going to be optimal for that at all. And if your goal is to increase the amount of pull-ups that you're doing, there's something called the law of specificity. So if you want to get good at doing pull-ups, do more pull-ups. How I would, if I were to use it in that, I've got other methods for helping people achieve more pull-ups. But if someone was having a hard time getting their first pull-up and I didn't have other equipment to use, I might use overcoming isometrics for that. But I'm going to give you an example of how I might go about it using just pull-ups. This is assuming that you can do a couple, right? A while back, I wrote an article for, I think it was Strong First, or it might have been Dragon Door. I'm pretty sure it was Strong First, strongfirst.com. And in this article, I had come up with a progression to help me get to 50 consecutive pistol squats. That's one-legged squats if you're unfamiliar with what that is. And it's actually one of the reasons I was one of their instructors for the bodyweight training certification, which, to be honest, with the bodyweight training certification, it's not a bodyweight certification. It's a strength training certification in the absence of equipment. So it's basically getting strong if you have nothing at your disposal. And it's like you can get strong in an empty room if you use the knowledge that was gained there. But anyways, for this particular progression that I did, I started off with synaptic facilitation or grease the groove to make sure that I can at least do one. That's when you basically practice doing a pistol throughout the day to get good at doing pistols, right? Then on day one, I would do one pistol per side. Day two, do two pistols per side. Day three, do three pistols per side. Day four, do four pistols per side. Day five, do five pistols per side. The next week, on day one, I would do two pistols. Day two, three pistols. Day three, four pistols. Day four, five pistols. Day five, six pistols. So it's basically you do 5 steps forward, 4 steps back. All of which is below the threshold, but it's still challenging enough in order to get momentum. It's basically wave loading the volume, right? And it worked. In about 8 weeks, I was able to do 50 pistols. It was hard, and I wouldn't recommend it for anybody because doing that is an awful way to spend 8 minutes of your life. So if getting more pull-ups is the goal, I would probably do something like that. As a general rule for training, volume before load, earn it before adding it, and you can wave and progress the volume in the pull-ups so that you don't even have to add a lot of weight. Like as an example, let's say 5 is your limit, right? I would probably practice doing sets of 2, right? Like if you do like 3 sets of 2, actually, now that I think about it, people had previously asked me about Steve Justa's book, Iron Isometrics. It's one of the better books when it comes to this sort of thing. And in the very back of the book, let me see if I could find it real quick. Yes, here it is. In the very back of the book, he has just a simple article about if I had to do it over. And where was this? So he says, so if I start at 3 sets of 2 reps, and I'd like to gradually get to perhaps 40 sets of 2. That's a lot of volume. That ends up being 80 reps. And then it's like if you start off with 3 sets of 2 on day 1, the next time you do it, 4 sets of 2, 5 sets of 2, 6 sets of 2, so on and so forth, until you get all the way to 40 sets of 2 for a total of 80 pull-ups. Do you think you might get good at doing pull-ups? And then if you can do 40 sets of 2, can you do 3 sets of 3? Work your way up to 40 sets of 3? That's a lot of volume. And in doing so, you get a lot of volume under your belt in order to be better at the exercise. So, like you can use overcoming isometrics to help, but it's not what I would recommend. Sometimes you can use a wrench to hammer a nail through a board, but it's probably, or you can use your hand if you've ever seen me do that, or you can just use a hammer. That would be the approach that I would take anyways. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. If you like this video, let me know by hitting that like button. If you want to see more of this sort of thing, or you want to see the chronicles from my various performances across the country, subscribe to the channel. If you think anybody should see this, please share it with them. This YouTube thing isn't rocket science. And if you want to support the channel, you could pick up a copy of my book. Links are in the description below. Or you can provide a super thanks. That sort of thing does help me out a lot, and it lets me know what you guys are thankful for. But that is it for today. Please stay tuned for next time. And in the meantime, please stay happy, healthy, and strong. Eric Moss, over and out.